Pakistan, a land of timeless beauty, ancient civilizations, and breathtaking natural wonders. From the towering peaks of the north to the golden deserts of the south, this country holds within it stories carved by mountains, rivers, and centuries of history. This is a place where the mighty Himalayas meet the green valleys of Swat and Hunza. Where the Indus River, one of the oldest in the world, flows through landscapes untouched by time. It is home to some of the highest mountains on Earth, including K2, the second highest peak on the planet. But Pakistan is not just mountains and rivers. It is also home to the ruins of Mohenjo-Daro, one of the world's oldest cities. In its bustling cities, like Lahore, Karachi, and Islamabad, ancient mosques and forts stand alongside modern life, creating a rich contrast of the old and new. You will find vibrant cultures, warm hospitality, and diverse traditions in every corner of the country. Tucked beneath the mighty Nanga Parbat, Fairy Meadows is a place that lives up to its name, a stretch of green grassland surrounded by thick pine forests, and crowned by the icy face of the 9th highest mountain on Earth. To reach this hidden paradise, one must travel through winding roads and hike through untouched trails. But once there, the journey feels worth every step. The calm of the meadows, the cool breeze, and the stunning view of Nanga Parbat create a sense of pure wonder. Fairy Meadows sits at the edge of the Himalayas in Gilgit-Baltistan. The silence here is broken only by birdsong and the distant sound of flowing water. At night, stars fill the sky and the mountain glows under the moonlight, offering a scene few places on Earth can match. Wooden huts blend into the landscape, and time seems to slow down. The local people live in harmony with nature, welcoming travelers with warmth and simplicity. Hidden behind the rugged mountains of Gilgit lies Nautar Valley, a quiet world of forests, lakes, and sky-colored streams. Surrounded by tall peaks and thick pine trees, this valley feels like a secret kept by the mountains. The road to Nautar is rough and winding, but every mile draws you closer to a place of deep, natural beauty. As the trees grow taller and the air grows colder, the valley opens into a peaceful landscape untouched by time. Nautar is known for its crystal-clear lakes, each one a different shade of green or blue, reflecting the sky and the snow-dusted ridges above. In spring and summer, wildflowers bloom across the valley floor. In winter, snow transforms the land into a silent, white dream. The people here live close to the earth, with simple homes and quiet lives. The valley is also home to one of Pakistan's few ski resorts, where snowy slopes welcome both locals and travelers during the colder months. Naltar Valley is not loud or crowded. At the northern edge of Pakistan, where the land rises to touch the sky, lies Khunjerab Pass, the highest paved border crossing in the world. This is where Pakistan meets China, standing tall at over 15,000 feet above sea level. The road to Khunjerab is part of the legendary Karakoram Highway, often called the eighth wonder of the world. As you drive higher, the air grows thinner, the winds colder, and the silence deeper. Snow-capped peaks stretch across the horizon, and clouds drift low, almost within reach. This pass is more than a border. It is a place of raw, natural beauty. Yaks graze in the open fields, marmots scurry between rocks, and golden eagles glide above. The Khunjerab National Park surrounds the area, protecting rare wildlife like the snow leopard and ibex. The journey here feels like crossing into another realm, one ruled by stone, ice, and sky. Even in stillness, Khunjerab carries a powerful energy. Born from tragedy, yet now one of Pakistan's most stunning sights, Atabad Lake is a place where nature reshaped the land, creating something breathtaking in its wake. In the winter of 2010, a massive landslide blocked the Hunza River, burying villages and cutting off roads. But from that devastation, a lake was formed, stretching for miles, with water so blue it mirrors the sky. Surrounded by steep cliffs and rocky slopes, Atabad Lake winds through the Hunza Valley like a ribbon of sapphire. Its color shifts with the sun, glowing bright turquoise on clear days, and deepening with the shadows of the mountains. Boats now glide over its surface, where once there was only dry land. Roads have been rebaked and tunnels carved through mountains, turning this place into a powerful symbol of resilience and rebirth. Rising like stone spires into the northern sky, the Pasu cones are among the most iconic landmarks of Pakistan's mountain landscape. Their sharp, pointed peaks stand in perfect formation, like the frozen teeth of the earth reaching upward. Located in the Hunza Valley, these natural towers are part of the Karakoram Range. Though they are not the highest mountains in the region, their unique shape and golden color make them unforgettable. A village of Pasu lies quietly beneath the cones, where time seems to move slowly. Stone houses, quiet paths, and a backdrop of glaciers create a scene that feels untouched and pure. The Pasu Glacier and the nearby Batura Glacier add to the majesty, forming a world carved by ice and stone. When the light hits the peaks at dawn or dusk, the cones glow with a golden hue, a moment that leaves travelers still, in awe of nature's design. Pasu cones are not just a wonder to see. Far above the valleys, where the clouds drift low and the sky stretches endlessly, lies Deosai, the land of giants. This high-altitude plateau is one of the highest in the world, resting over 13,000 feet above sea level. Deosai National Park is a vast, untouched wilderness. Rolling grasslands, bright with wildflowers in summer, stretch as far as the eye can see. Small lakes shimmer in the sunlight, and snow-capped peaks guard the edges of this silent world. The air here is thin and still. Winds sweep across the plains, carrying the scent of earth and stone. In this remote corner of Pakistan, nature lives freely. Himalayan brown bears roam these lands, along with golden marmots, foxes, and rare birds that nest in the quiet marshes. Sheosar Lake, deep and clear, lies at the heart of Deosai. Just outside the town of Skardu, hidden among the mountains of Gilgit-Baltistan, lies Satpara Lake, a wide, calm body of water that reflects the silence and strength of the land around it. Fed by the melting glaciers of the Karakoram, the lake stretches across the valley floor with deep blue waters that shift with the light. At sunrise, the surface glows softly. At dusk, it turns to silver under the falling sky. Surrounded by barren cliffs and distant snow-covered peaks, Satpara feels both powerful and peaceful. The wind moves gently across the lake, and the occasional boat floats quietly across its still surface. This lake is not only beautiful, but vital. It supplies fresh water to Skardu and supports the life of the valley. Yet standing on its shores, it feels more like a sacred space, untouched by the rush of time. Satpara Lake is a meeting point between water and stone, silence and depth. Hidden in the heights of the Kagon Valley, surrounded by snowy peaks and ancient legends, lies Saif-ul-Muluk, one of the most magical lakes in Pakistan. Its waters are cold and deep, reflecting the mountains like a flawless mirror. Resting over 10,000 feet above sea level, the lake is fed by glacial streams and frozen winds. In summer, its emerald surface sparkles under the sun. In winter, it sleeps beneath a sheet of ice and snow. The beauty here is quiet and powerful. White-capped peaks rise all around, with the majestic Malika Parbat standing tall in the background. The silence is broken only by the wind and the gentle ripples across the water. But Saif-ul-Muluk is more than a scenic wonder. It is wrapped in folklore, a tale of a prince who fell in love with a fairy by the lake's edge. Known as the Switzerland of the East, Swat Valley is a land of flowing rivers, alpine forests, and lush green mountains. Located in the Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province, it is a place where nature and history live side by side. The Swat River runs like a silver thread through the valley, feeding fields and orchards that stretch across the hills. In spring, the air is filled with the scent of blossoms, and in winter, snow blankets the peaks like a silent promise of peace. Mingora and Seydu Sharif are the heart of the valley, where life moves with quiet rhythm. But beyond the towns lie the true treasures. Places like Malam Jaba with its snowy slopes and Kalam with its thick pine forests and cool mountain air. Swat was once the home of ancient Buddhist kingdoms. Stone carvings and ruins still remain, silent witnesses to a time when monks walked these hills and temples echoed with chants. The people of Swat are proud and welcoming, their culture rich with tradition and song. High in the mountains of Swat, where pine trees sway in the wind and snow falls in gentle silence, lies Malam Jaba, Pakistan's most beloved ski resort and a year-round escape into nature. In winter, the slopes turn white, drawing skiers and snowboarders from across the country. The snow is soft, the air crisp, and the mountain views stretch far beyond the horizon. It is a rare blend of adventure and peace, all wrapped in a quiet, alpine setting. But Malam Jaba is more than just a winter wonderland. In summer, the hills turn green, and hiking trails wind through forests and flower-covered fields. Chairlifts rise gently above the trees, offering views of valleys below and peaks above. Small wooden cabins dot the hillside, and the scent of pine fills the air. Whether walking through the woods or watching the sunset from a mountain ridge, the beauty here feels both grand and personal. Deep in the upper reaches of Swat, where rivers carve through stone and forests climb the hills, lies Kalam Valley, a place of raw beauty, flowing water, and peaceful silence. Surrounded by tall mountains and thick pine forests, Kalam is where the Swat River gathers its strength. Glacial streams run cold and clear, weaving through meadows and villages where life follows the rhythm of the land. The valley is a gateway to some of the region's most breathtaking spots. Ushu Forest stretches like a green ocean of trees, while Mahodand Lake, hidden deep in the mountains, glows with icy blue stillness. Waterfalls drop from high cliffs, and winding trails lead to places untouched by time. In Kalam, the air is fresh, the nights are quiet, and the stars shine bright in the sky. The people live simply, close to nature, with traditions that echo through generations. Every turn in the valley reveals something new. A river bend, a wooden bridge, a hillside painted with wildflowers. High above the clouds, where the hills roll like soft waves and the sky stretches endlessly, lie the Siri-Pay Meadows, a quiet, untouched corner of the Kagan region that feels like a world of its own. Reached through winding roads and steep paths above Shogren, these alpine meadows open into a landscape of velvet green grass, scattered wildflowers, and cool mountain air. The sound of the wind brushing through the grass is the only voice that speaks here. Surrounded by the mighty peaks of the Makra mountain range, the view is wide and still. In the distance, clouds drift across the valleys, while horses graze freely, adding life to the silent beauty of the land. The air is fresh and thin, the silence deep and gentle. Every step across the soft earth feels like walking through a forgotten dream, untouched by noise or time. Siripe is not just a meadow, it is a quiet escape above the world. Cradled in the heart of the Kagan Valley, Naran is a place where mountains rise with grace, rivers run wild and clear, and the natural world feels close enough to touch. Resting along the banks of the Kunhar River, Naran is surrounded by green hills, tall pine forests, and snow-capped peaks that glow in the morning light. The town itself is full of life, a place where travelers gather before heading deeper into the wild beauty that surrounds it. The air is crisp, scented with pine and mist. The sound of the river echoes through the valley, weaving through the town like a constant lullaby. Small wooden cabins, roadside cafes, and colorful markets line the narrow streets, all set against the backdrop of towering mountains. At the far end of the Kagan Valley, where the road climbs higher with every turn, stands Babasar Top, a wind-swept mountain pass that connects the green valleys of the south with the rugged beauty of the north. Resting over 13,000 feet above sea level, Babasar Top offers one of the most breathtaking views in Pakistan. From this height, the world unfolds in every direction, layers of mountains, deep valleys, and distant rivers winding through the land like silver threads. The air is thin and sharp. The silence is vast. Only the sound of the wind moves across the stones, whispering through the stillness of the peaks. On clear days, the entire panorama shines under the sun, a sea of ridges and shadows, untouched and endless. Travelers often stop here to feel the vastness, to breathe the sky, and to take in a moment that feels outside of time. The pass also marks the gateway to Gilgit-Baltistan, linking two of the most stunning regions in the country. Nestled among the high mountains of the Kagan Valley, Lulasar Lake is a place of quiet stillness and cold, mirror-like beauty. Its deep blue waters rest calmly beneath a ring of rocky peaks, untouched and pure. Lulasar sits at over 11,000 feet above sea level. Fed by glaciers and hidden streams, the lake stretches long and wide, reflecting the sky, the clouds, and the rugged hills that guard it from every side. The road to the lake winds through changing landscapes. As the air grows colder and the trees thin out, the silence grows deeper. When the lake finally appears, it feels like entering a forgotten world carved by ice and time. Unlike the busy towns below, there are no crowds here, only the sound of wind over water and the distant cry of a bird echoing across the hills. In the far north of Azad Kashmir, where the land folds into green hills and rivers run wild, lies Neelam Valley, a place of pure, untouched beauty. Stretching along the banks of the Neelam River, the valley is a ribbon of forests, waterfalls, and wooden villages perched on mountain slopes. The journey into Neelam is one of winding roads, fresh air, and landscapes that change with every turn. Towering trees stand tall over the roads, while snow-covered peaks rise quietly in the distance. Villages like Karen, Sharda, and Arankel rest in peaceful silence, where wooden homes cling to the hillsides and life moves at the pace of nature. In spring, the valley blooms with wildflowers. In winter, it sleeps under a blanket of snow. The river flows endlessly, its sound echoing through the trees and across the meadows. In every corner, there is a sense of peace, of distance from the noise of the world below. Neelam Valley is more than a destination. Perched high above the Neelam Valley, reached only by a steep trail or a quiet chairlift, lies Arankel, a village that seems to float between sky and earth. Surrounded by thick forests and snow-tipped mountains, Arankel rests on a gentle plateau, far from the noise of roads and cities. Wooden homes with sloped rooftops line the hillside, while green meadows roll gently underfoot. The journey here is part of the wonder. As you rise above the river below, the air grows cooler and the world feels farther away. Once in Arankel, time seems to slow. The silence is soft, broken only by the wind in the trees and the distant call of birds. In summer, wildflowers cover the ground like a soft carpet. In winter, snow wraps the village in white silence. The views stretch across the valley, where clouds drift below and peaks rise far beyond. Where two rivers meet, in the heart of Azad Kashmir, surrounded by green hills and rising peaks, stands Muzaffarabad, a city shaped by history, culture, and the ever-flowing waters of the Neelam and Jhelum rivers. Built between mountains and rivers, Muzaffarabad is both the capital and the cultural soul of the region. Its streets are busy, yet its setting remains peaceful, with forested slopes on one side and the sound of rivers echoing through the valley. Above the city, the Red Fort watches from a rocky ridge, a silent reminder of empires past and the stories held in stone. Its weathered walls still stand firm, guarding centuries of history under the open sky. Muzaffarabad is also a gateway, where roads branch off to the deep valleys of Neelam and Lipa, and where travelers pause. Set among the hills of the lower Himalayas, Murree is a hill station wrapped in mist, pine trees, and cool mountain air. For generations, it has been a place of escape, where people come to breathe, to rest, and to walk among the clouds. Built during the days of the British, Murree still carries traces of its colonial past, seen in old churches, stone buildings, and winding roads that climb gently through the hills. The scent of pine fills the air, and the slopes are lined with deodar trees that sway softly with the wind. In winter, snow falls quietly over the rooftops. In summer, the hills turn green and alive with life. Mall Road is the heart of Murree, full of small shops, cafes, and the sound of footsteps on old stone paths. But beyond the town, nature takes over, with scenic spots like Kashmir Point, Pindi Point, and Patriata offering wide views of distant valleys and forested ridges. Tucked within the hills of Galiot, Ayubia National Park is a quiet sanctuary of pine forests, mountain paths, and cool, misty air. Spread across deep valleys and forested ridges, it is a place where nature moves freely and time slows down. The park is home to thick deodar and oak trees that stretch toward the sky, their branches weaving a green canopy above. Birds call from the treetops, while monkeys swing through the branches. Hidden among the leaves are rare species, protected and thriving in this peaceful habitat. One of the park's most beloved features is the famous pipeline walking track. Winding gently along the hillside between Dunga Gali and Ayubia, this trail offers soft steps, sweeping views, and the sound of leaves rustling with the breeze. Fresh mountain air flows through the forests, and every turn reveals a new scene: a quiet meadow, a distant valley, a path lost in the mist. Wooden benches and viewpoints let travelers pause, reflect, and breathe in the calm. Resting high in the Galiot region, Nathia Gali is a quiet hill town wrapped in forest and mist, a place where pine trees whisper in the wind and nature lives untouched. Surrounded by dense woods and steep slopes, Nathia Gali is known for its cool climate, winding trails, and peaceful charm. The air is fresh, scented with wildflowers and pine, and the silence is deep, broken only by birdsong and the rustle of leaves. The town sits along old mountain paths, once used by travelers crossing these hills. Colonial-era homes still stand among the trees, blending into the landscape like forgotten memories. Hiking trails lead into the forest, where monkeys play in the branches and leopards move quietly in the shadows. The trail to Mukshpuri Top rises through thick greenery, opening into wide views of rolling hills and distant peaks. Nathia Gali is not fast or loud. Deep within the pine forests of Galiat, the trail to Miranjani winds gently through silence, sunlight, and ancient trees. It is the highest peak in the region, yet its path is quiet, a slow climb through one of the most peaceful corners of northern Pakistan. The trek begins near Nathia Gali, where the scent of pine fills the air and the forest floor is soft with fallen needles. Birds flutter between the branches, and the sound of your footsteps becomes part of the rhythm of the woods. As the trail rises, glimpses of distant hills and valleys appear through the trees. The climb is steady, not harsh, and each turn offers a new view. A mossy rock, a hidden clearing, a shaft of light falling through the forest canopy. Near the summit, the trees begin to thin, revealing wide, open views. From the top of Miranjani, the world unfolds in silence. Layers of blue mountains, forested ridges, and skies that seem to go on forever. Miranjani is more than a hike. At the foothills of the Margala Mountains, planned with care and built with grace, lies Islamabad, Pakistan's capital, where modern design meets natural beauty in perfect harmony. Unlike the rush of most capitals, Islamabad moves with quiet confidence. Broad avenues lined with trees, clean architecture, and green open spaces give the city a sense of balance, where structure and stillness live side by side. The Margala Hills rise like silent guardians to the north, offering walking trails, hidden viewpoints, and the cool breath of nature just beyond the city's edge. From the top, the view stretches far, across rooftops, gardens, and the soft lines of the land below. At the heart of Islamabad stands the Faisal Mosque, a masterpiece of modern Islamic architecture. Its white marble, pointed minarets, and wide open courtyard echo the sky above and the mountains behind. Lakes, museums, parks, and cafes fill the city with quiet life. At the edge of Islamabad, where the city meets the mountains, stands the Faisal Mosque, bold, elegant, and unlike any other. With its sweeping lines and towering minarets, it rises like a vision of light and space against the green backdrop of the Margalla Hills. Named after King Faisal of Saudi Arabia, the mosque was a gift of friendship and faith. Its design breaks away from tradition, inspired not by domes or arches, but by the shape of a Bedouin tent, wide, open, and welcoming to all. The white marble glows under the sun, and at night, soft lights give the mosque a quiet presence that seems to float above the city. The vast courtyard holds thousands of worshippers, yet remains calm and still, even in its silence. Inside, the air is cool and filled with light. Simple patterns, graceful chandeliers, and open space create a feeling of peace and clarity. Every detail speaks softly, yet with meaning, a blend of faith, art, and modern vision. On the western hills of Islamabad, where the city stretches toward the sky, stands the Pakistan Monument, a symbol carved in stone, telling the story of a nation's dreams and unity. Shaped like a blooming flower, the monument's 4 large petals rise together, each one representing the 4 provinces: Punjab, Sindh, Balochistan, and Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. Between them, 3 smaller petals honor the regions of Gilgit-Baltistan, Azad Kashmir, and the tribal areas. Etched along the inner walls are scenes from Pakistan's history, images of struggle, hope, and the journey to independence. As light moves across the marble, the monument seems to come alive, whispering stories to those who stand in its shadow. Surrounded by peaceful gardens and open skies, the monument looks out over the city below. From this height, Islamabad appears quiet and still, as if the land itself is listening. The Pakistan Monument is not just a tribute to the past. Tucked away in the Salt Range of Punjab, surrounded by hills and silence, lie the ancient Katas Raj temples, a sacred complex of stone and spirit, where time stands still and history breathes quietly through every wall. The temples are over 1,000 years old, built beside a natural pond believed to be sacred in Hindu mythology. According to legend, the pond was formed from the tears of Lord Shiva, shed in sorrow. Even today, its clear waters shimmer with a stillness that seems untouched by age. Scattered across the site are temples, shrines, and crumbling steps, each carrying the marks of faith, devotion, and centuries of change. Some structures stand tall and strong, while others rest in gentle ruin, held together by memory and time. The sound of birds fills the air, and the soft echo of footsteps blends with the quiet of the stone. In the heart of old Lahore, where the city's spirit runs deep through narrow streets and ancient walls, stands the Lahore Fort, a monument of power, art, and memory, built by empires and shaped by time. With roots stretching back over 1,000 years, the fort was rebuilt and expanded by the great Mughal emperors. Its massive gates, red sandstone walls, and intricate marble halls speak of a time when Lahore was a jewel of South Asia. Inside, the fort unfolds like a storybook. The Sheesh Mahal, or Palace of Mirrors, sparkles with tiny glass pieces that catch the light like stars. The Diwani Khas, where kings once held private court, still echoes with silence. The faded gardens, stone balconies, and arched walkways carry the whispers of poets, rulers, and travelers long gone. Above the walls, the minarets of the nearby Badshahi Mosque rise into the sky, and together, the two stand as symbols of a rich and layered past. Lahore Fort is more than a relic. Standing tall beside the walls of Lahore Fort, the Badshahi Mosque is a masterpiece of Mughal grandeur, wide, majestic, and still, echoing with the spirit of centuries past. Built in the 17th century by Emperor Aurangzeb, this mosque remains one of the largest in the world. Its vast courtyard, capable of holding thousands in prayer, stretches beneath the open sky, where every stone speaks of devotion and symmetry. The red sandstone glows in the sunlight, while delicate white marble inlays trace graceful patterns across its walls. Four towering minarets guard the corners, and the grand prayer hall, with its intricate domes and frescoes, holds a silence that feels sacred. Inside, the air is cool and hushed. The architecture flows like poetry, balanced, measured, and filled with light. The call to prayer echoes gently across the courtyard, as it has for generations, rising above the noise of the city beyond. Badshahi Mosque is not just a place of worship. In the heart of Lahore's Iqbal Park, rising tall above green lawns and the echoes of history, stands Minar-e Pakistan, a monument of hope, struggle, and the birth of a dream. It was here, in the spring of 1940, that a vision for a separate homeland was put into words, a moment that would shape the destiny of millions. The Minar marks that turning point, standing not only as a structure of stone and steel, but as a reminder of unity, resilience, and purpose. Its base is rooted in Mughal design, while the upper structure reflects modern simplicity. The shape curves upward like a rising flame, a blend of tradition and aspiration, of memory and future. Surrounded by gardens and city sounds, the monument offers a quiet space for reflection. In its shadow, history feels close. One can almost hear the voices of those who once gathered here, with hope in their hearts and a nation on the horizon. Minar-e Pakistan is more than a landmark. Where the Arabian Sea kisses the southern shores of Pakistan, Karachi rises, vast, restless, and alive. This is a city of contrasts, where centuries-old traditions stand beside glass towers, and the rhythm of life moves at the pace of the waves. Karachi is not just Pakistan's largest city. It is its financial pulse, its cultural hub, its busiest port, and its sleepless soul. From the early call of fishermen along the coast to the late-night chatter of chai stalls, the city never truly sleeps. Here, history weaves through its streets, in colonial-era buildings, in the quiet dignity of the Quaid's mausoleum, and in the neighborhoods where time has left its layered touch. But Karachi is also modern, shaped by migration, ambition, and the tireless energy of its people. The city's coastline brings calm, Clifton Beach, the sea breeze, and sunsets that cast golden light over the restless waters. In the heart of Karachi, surrounded by gardens and quiet paths, stands Frere Hall, a graceful reminder of the city's colonial past, now reborn as a space of art, culture, and calm reflection. Built in the 19th century during British rule, the structure blends Venetian Gothic with local design. Pointed arches, carved balconies, and yellow limestone glowing under the southern sun. Its tall spire reaches into the sky, standing firm against the backdrop of a city in motion. Inside, the air feels still. The ceilings are painted with the bold, dreamlike work of Sadiquain, one of Pakistan's greatest artists. His brushstrokes flow across the arches, turning the hall into a living gallery where history and creativity share the same space. Outside, the lawns stretch wide, shaded by trees and framed by old stone. People gather here, readers, families, artists, drawn not by noise, but by peace. Frere Hall is more than a building.